headphones. I was gonna go out there on the porch and shit.
With hip hop. I'm your show host, Israel Picasso. We tuning live from St. Louis, Missouri. Today's guest is, can you tell the people who you are and where you from?
What's going on with it? It's the Binafacta right here. Shout out to y'all, Israel. Tapping in one time.
For sure, for sure. Okay. Now, for those that don't know who you are, where you from, let them know where you from, OG.
Well, originally I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, man. 314, Old Fallon Park area, 44 Bud, you know.
For sure, for sure. Now, with that being said, man, I gotta ask you this question. I ask everybody who come on the show: when did you fall in love with hip hop?
Oh, wait, man. So for me, it was probably like, man, I was like 7 years old, actually, when I was in a rap group. We was called the Notorious Youngsters. This was back when Another Bad Creation, Crisscross, man, it was a few more little young groups out at that time. And yeah, I was like 7, man. We used to perform at this little spot called Nights on Broadway. If any of the older people familiar with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, now, but that's when I actually you know, start getting into hip hop and, you know, doing the music. My cousin Lopez, he used to be writing for us and like putting us in like little dance groups, you know. And then unfortunately he passed away. Rest in peace to Lopez, DJ Low.
Rest up.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure, then, for sure. You know, after that it was like I was sneaking listening to, you know, different tapes. My uncle put out a tape, like a penitentiary tape. This was like maybe 94, 95. I was listening to that Budweiser, you know what I'm saying? And sneaking and listening to the Banging on Wax, Bloods and Crips tape, and you know, Tupac, you know what I'm saying? I'm sneaking and listening to that, you know.
For sure, for sure. Now let me ask you a question, man. What was it like for you growing up in North St. Louis? What type of things did you experience as a child?
Shit, man, it was I did kid shit, you know. I did kid shit. We was riding scooters and riding bikes and, you know, flipping on mattresses. I actually went to I started out going to Harrison. If you're familiar with that north side, I went to Harrison, and then turned around and started going to Ash.
Okay, yeah, so, I used to live off of Ash.
Yeah, but just doing the normal kid shit, man. Just, you know, playing court in Yeatman schoolyard. We was playing court, kickball, baseball, you know, doing kid shit.
Right. So did you grow up in a 2-parent household?
No, so look, right. My grandmother raised me. So you know, she had a long time boyfriend, somebody who was there before I was even born. So I consider him my granddad. You know what I mean?
Right.
So technically, yeah, I was raised in kind of like a little, you know, 2-parent household. You know what I mean? My grandmother and my grandfather.
Right. So your old dude just wasn't around?
So he my old dude left St. Louis, man, early, man. He went to Texas and unfortunately he caught a murder case, you know, and did some time, you know, in Texas. So he was not in my life physically. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't in my life physically, but he always tapped in. I always got letters from him. You know what I mean? And yeah. So he made his presence known. He made his presence felt.
For sure. Now let me ask you, when did you jump into the street life? What was your introduction to that?
Man, so shit, I was probably like, I got a taste of it early, man. So I was probably like 9 years old when I first seen somebody get shot. You know what I'm saying? And um after that, one of the older homies, may rest in peace, Scary, man. He got killed, like I want to say like 91, 92. And I remember going to that funeral, so man, just being around it, you know what I'm saying? But officially jumping off the porch, I was probably like, I want to say 15, 16.
Okay.
I had moved to Sykeston, Missouri for a little minute, and then I ended up moving back to St. Louis, probably like when I was 15, 16. So when I moved back, it was, full-fledged head first,
Right. So who gave you your introduction to the 60s?
Shit, man, the hood. You know what I'm saying? My hood was,
The hood?
if you familiar with St. Louis and you familiar with that O'Fallon Park area, shit, my hood was the first 60s to even, represent that thing. I can remember, representing 60s at 7 years old, So
Yeah.
yeah, it's been a part of my upbringing.
For sure. Yeah, and it's a few my hood like that too, Paysdale, you know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing but 60s and 30s around my hood. So it's like,
I'm familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And what I was gonna ask you, around that time, man, when you first jumped off the porch, what was the crime rate like in St. Louis?
I mean, it was bad. It's always been bad. It wasn't like from what, because I've been away from St. Louis for like 3 years now. So I've been hearing that it's really up there. You know what I'm saying? But like coming up,
Yeah,
when I was coming up, it was bad.
Niggas, yeah.
Huh?
These little niggas wilding right now. Ain't gonna lie. These little niggas off the chain.
Yeah. I heard a lot of things. Even though I ain't there, I'm still tapped in. I keep my ear to the streets. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was bad coming up. For sure it was bad. We had our issues with some of the guys that we was staticking with at the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'm gonna ask you about that. And before I ask you about that, I want to ask you details around the hood that's around Redwood.
Your phone breaking up.
I said, can you detail some of the surrounding neighborhoods that's around the Bud? Like, let the people in on some of the neighborhoods that's around y'all.
Yeah, I mean, as far as who we affiliate with, you got 21 Adelaide, you had 45 Fur, you had 46 Pope, you had DeSoto, the Dub, 15, 14, you know what I mean? Shit, man, those are the surrounding ones, you know what I mean, that we actually affiliated with, you know what I mean?
Right, and then can you tell some of the people that don't know who were some of the ones y'all was staticking with on the other side that could be considered the other side?
Well, I mean, for the people who don't know, you know what I'm saying, the people who we was actually clashing with, it was CNC, College and Quarter. You know what I'm saying? It was a big old split between us,
Yeah.
So, from my understanding, I was young before it actually cracked out, but from my understanding, it was once a big family, you know what I mean? And things just, went
And that's what I was gonna ask you. What was y'all once a big family before? Was everybody cool? 6 deuces and the 6 O's. Was they,
Yeah, we was actually cool, man. You know what I'm saying? And families feud. And it just kind of, it split us apart, and a lot of people don't even know, with them two sets colliding, shit, that really split the whole St. Louis up. Because you
It
chose sides. You either
now you got
you either fucked with us or you fucked with them. You know what I mean? So and that was for every other set in St. Louis. It was either one of the two,
real.
you know.
And it happened like that. And still to this day, nigga, it's still like that.
Yeah, it kinda is. You know, we a little we older.
I mean, niggas growing up now.
Niggas
growing up now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know. But on to the next question. Let me ask you this, man. Who are some of the founding members of your neighborhood?
Oh man, I ain't gonna, really get too deep. You know what I'm saying? I'll let you eventually long down the line you may get to speak to some of them, you know what I mean? But for sure. One, rest in peace, Scary, Stlouis, rest in peace, you know what I'm saying? And them the ones that's just gone, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, a few more that's still living, you will get a chance to,
for sure,
rap with them, you know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so what started the war between O'Fallon Park and Fairground Park, if you can speak on that?
I can't really speak too much, but it was a disagreement. It was a disagreement that really couldn't get patched up.
Yeah. For sure. Now around that time, it was a lot of killing going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can speak on this, you probably can. You probably can't. What was some of the most gruesome things you were hearing in the streets around that time? Like, damn, motherfucker got done dirty. Like, what type of shit you was hearing around that time?
Well, what I can speak on is this, man. Rest in peace, Scary, man, the big homie, man. That's that was something that put the actual nail in the coffin, which actually, had us at each other. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't no turning back from that.
Yeah. All right, for sure. Now we're gonna get to the hip hop side of this. Who was the first one that started putting the beefing on wax?
As far as St. Louis?
As far as between Fairground and O'Fallon, with like I know y'all was doing that shit. Was they responding to the shit y'all was saying?
Actually, no. We really wasn't even, we weren't really even focused on that part. We was just doing our thing. We wasn't even necessarily thinking about them like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, we weren't really thinking about them like that. We just was doing our thing. It was the hip hop was came to the city. Nelly was cracking. You had the people like all these different labels, man. You had the label we was signed to, which was Archway Records. You had Sub-Zero. You had Black Pearl Mafia. You had Just Bleezy. You had VIP Records, Spud and them. So it was a lot of different labels. You feel what I'm saying?
Ain't Nelly people from the Bud? One of his people?
Yeah, he got some family members up through there,
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a lot of different labels, man. So we wasn't necessarily just on no beefing on the wax. We just was doing our thing. We was trying to make it up out that city like everybody else.
Right. So
yeah. So that was.
Go ahead, my bad. Go ahead.
So the Budweiser album was the first album, one of the first albums that came out.
Yeah. So who produced the album, The Story? Who produced that album?
Say that again.
The album, The Story. Who produced that album?
That's the Budweiser album.
Right, that's what I'm asking. You know who produced the album though?
Big Hollis. He was a producer
Okay.
out of
Okay.
Sacramento. Big Hollis. He worked with
Okay.
with the likes of Sibo and shit, Garden Block, all those guys up out of Sacramento, man. He was working with them. So
right,
he
right. I
came
sure was
down.
gonna ask you how did he get.
Yeah, he came down. He
You
came
said so.
down, man. He was messing with the CEO label QS, man. QS was the CEO of our label, so he had that tied in. You know what I'm saying? And dude came down. Man. We was actually, I want to say, the first rap artists to actually record at Four Seasons, at the Four Seasons studio out there on Page, and I think it's 170.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a studio. It was a studio behind the Wendy's back there.
I
I
think
think
I
it's
know
by
what
the
you're talking
Home
about.
Depot. Yeah. So that was like a $4 million studio, and they was only really messing with rock and roll and country singers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And somehow, man, we got up in there, and man, when we got up in there, and that's crazy because that was my first introduction as far as recording.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know nothing about no basement recording in nobody closet. Nah, we went straight to the studios.
Yeah.
I was 17, 18 years old.
Right. So you was on that album?
Yeah, I was on that album. So on that album, my name is Sin 4. So if you yeah, you know what I mean? I went by the name of Sin 4 on that album.
Damn. So I'm saying, is that the only album you own? You got other music?
So after that album, me and my cousin Leon, we started to do a collaboration. We had something that was called the Bud Committee. It never got. So we did like 6 tracks, right? And then Budweiser got locked up. The CEO QS, he got locked up, and then Leon got locked up. So I was just really kind of out there by myself. You know what I'm saying? And then you had DA. He was fucking with Just Bleezy and with the All Stars.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
With Gucci on them. You know what I'm saying? So we had formed the Packers, but we were just really just doing music and selling the CDs on the block. We was really doing the music for the hood. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So let me ask you: do you think it was kind of started drill rap before? You know, being that St. Louis was talking about that same shit they was talking a long time ago.
Say that one more time.
I said, do you think St. Louis started drill rap, or do you think Chicago started drill rap? Like, I'm getting a lot of people saying from St. Louis that we started that shit.
As far as drill rap, the term drill rap, I mean, shit, I guess that came from Chicago, but we was, you know what I'm saying, we was on that gangster shit. We was, you know what I'm saying, we was pushing the hard line for that gangster rap, you know, way before we heard of any type of drill at all. You know what I mean? We was more so like you know, just set banging and you know, turf talking. You know what I mean? Catching wreck. You know, we was catching wreck out there.
Catching wreck on my mama. Niggas was saying, I remember when the motherfucker used to say that shit, catch wreck on my mama for real.
Yeah. We was catching wreck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But hey, so let me ask you this, man. Do you remember the situation that happened with DJ Quic?
Uh-huh.
Can you detail that? What happened with DJ Quic?
As far as what happened to him?
Yeah, like when he came to St. Louis, you know, the St. Louis like Compton situation.
Man, I'm gonna be honest, man. My experience with DJ Quic, I was actually coming from school. I was coming from Ashland. I was walking home from school. It used to be a like a little lounge on Newstead, in between Newstead and Lee, and Newstead and Penrose. It was a lounge called A&W. And this was, I didn't know I was probably like 9 years old at this time. I'm walking home from school. I just noticed it was a black limo outside the lounge, and it was some dudes with some long ass trench coats that said Los Angeles Kings. So they go in the building. Shit, I'm being nosy, a kid, you know what I'm saying? I'm being nosy. I go up in the building, but at the time, I'm not knowing that this DJ Quic, it was him and his brothers, you know what I'm saying? So apparently he used to be up through that way, at the Smith Center, down there off of Dryden and Penrose, somewhere up through there. You know what I mean?
I know what Dryden at. I'm around that area. I know what it said.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that he used to be, functioning up through them little ways. But that was the first time I actually saw him. But I didn't know who he was at the time, so I don't really know. I just know that's when I saw him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. For sure. But I just remember the situation where they said he got, kind of got beat up a little bit.
Well, I mean, a lot of them was coming to St. Louis and you know what I'm saying, getting hands put on them, but a lot of them had family, in Missouri. You know what I'm saying? They had family in St. Louis, so they had their ties already. You know what I mean? But a lot of artists that was, moving around at that time, when you come to St. Louis, shit, motherfuckers is shit putting their hands on you. You know how people, how the home team is. Yeah. We don't care nothing about you being famous or none of that.
Yeah, they said MC8 came down here, something happened, same thing like happened to him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, man. You just never know.
Yeah, so you just never know. But with that being said, man, like when everything had settled down for the the beef and the shit between O'Fallon Park and Fairground Park, did you ever get cool with any of the niggas you used to shoot at? In this dream I had, not saying like the neighborhood.
Yeah, I got cool, just speaking and it was like I would see some, they would see me, and it would just be we see each other. It wasn't never like are we hanging out or nothing like that, but it was a couple of them I done seen, and just in passing.
Yeah.
Shit, because as we got older, we just, everybody was on what they was on. Motherfuckers was growing up, and seeing that shit. A lot of that just, we inherited.
Right. That's real. Now, what led you to LA?
Man, listen, man. So I actually was born in Sacramento. You know what I mean? So I actually came from California to St. Louis.
Damn, okay.
I was probably like 4 years old when I came to St. Louis. But all throughout, me growing up, man, I my brother used to stay out here. He used to send me pictures and shit. You know what I'm saying? So shit, I always wanted to come back out here. I always wanted to come back out here since I was like 17, 18, but I wasn't in I was in the gangbanging state of mind. You know what I'm saying? So and I would pledge allegiance to my block, so I had that going on. But I came out here in like 2018 for a party, a yacht party. My cousins then was having a party, and I came out here for that. And shit, man, when I went back home, it was like my mind was still out here, and it was just, I felt like I couldn't grow no more in the loop. I did some of everything. You know what I'm saying?
It's real.
So I just came out here to do a little something different and possibly get in situations where I can give back. You know what I mean?
That's real. Now look, with that being said, can you recall how the 60s came to St. Louis? How the 60s got to St. Louis?
Like I said, man, Stlouis was one of our connections with out here, just from my recollection, from my understanding. You know what I mean? RIP Stlouis, but yeah.
For sure. Okay. Now, let me ask you this, man. We're gonna get back to the music, man. What do you think about the St. Louis music scene?
Man, listen, I think we got some talent in St. Louis, man. On all levels, not just the gangster or the drill or whatever they calling it right now. We got the R&B, we got we got the just real rap. You feel what I'm saying? So we got a lot of talent. I just think that people that's doing what they doing is they got to get outside of St. Louis. You know what I'm saying? They got to get outside of St. Louis, because if not, people, the industry gonna keep stealing from us. They gonna keep stealing from us, and then play us like we tripping, like we don't know no better. But that's because people ain't getting outside of St. Louis. But we got a lot of talent, man. I ain't gonna lie. I be keeping my ear to the streets, with a lot of those artists.
For sure, for sure. Now, would you ever get back in the music industry?
You said, would I get back in the music industry?
Yeah.
As far as rapping, probably not. But right now, like I'm going towards the A&R. You feel what I'm saying? Like I really wanna help if I can. You know what I'm saying? Put some people in the right positions. I talk to I be kind of frequently texting back and forth with Brooke with 300 Entertainment. You know what I'm saying? She the head A&R over at 300 Entertainment. So I frequently text back and forth, shoot her different artists that I be seeing and tapping in with. You know what I'm saying? But as far as just the rapping, I don't know if I do it, it'll be just for the art, for the sport, because I like it. I love hip hop.
Yeah. Yeah. And with that being said, man, we out of here. This is another episode of When I Fell in Love with Hip Hop. We got Binafacta, St. Louis, Fofo Bud. We will have another episode. This is the first episode. We out of here. Peace.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.